is Kamala Harris? Kamala Devi Harris, born on October 20th, 1964 in Oakland, California, has had a trailblazing career marked by numerous firsts and a commitment to justice and public service. She was born to Shyamala Gopalan, a cancer researcher from India, and Donald Harris, an economics professor from Jamaica. Growing up in a diverse household, Harris was exposed to both Indian and Jamaican cultures, and her parents' activism during the civil rights movement significantly influenced her outlook on social justice. Early life and education. Kamala Harris's parents separated when she was young, and she and her sister Maya were raised primarily by their mother. Shyamala Gopalan emphasized the importance of education and civil rights, instilling these values in her daughters. Harris attended Thousand Oaks Elementary School, a newly integrated school, which further exposed her to the realities of racial inequality. Harris went on to attend Howard University, a historically black college in Washington, D.C., where she majored in political science and economics. At Howard, she was actively involved in the debate team, student government, and the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. This experience solidified her desire to pursue a career in public service. After graduating from Howard, Harris earned her law degree from the University of California, Hastings College of the Law, in 1989. Early career. Harris began her career in the Alameda County District Attorney's Office, where she focused on prosecuting cases involving child sexual assault. In 1998, she joined the San Francisco District Attorney's Office as the head of the Career Criminal Division, where she prosecuted cases of serial offenders. Her tenacity and dedication to justice quickly gained her recognition. In 2003, Harris ran for San Francisco District Attorney against her former boss, Terrence Hallinan. Despite being an underdog, she won the election, becoming the first woman and the first African American to hold the position. As district attorney, Harris focused on reforming the criminal justice system, emphasizing rehabilitation over incarceration for low-level offenders. She launched initiatives like the Back on Track program, aimed at reducing recidivism among first-time drug offenders by providing job training and educational opportunities instead of prison time. California Attorney General. Harris's success as district attorney propelled her to run for California Attorney General in 2010. Her campaign focused on issues like reducing truancy, combating human trafficking, and protecting consumers from fraud. She narrowly won the election, becoming the first woman, the first African American, and the first South Asian American to hold the office. As Attorney General, Harris continued her work on criminal justice reform. She created the Division of Recidivism Reduction and Reentry, which focused on reducing the state's high recidivism rate. She also championed the rights of homeowners during the foreclosure crisis, securing a $25 billion settlement for California homeowners as part of a national mortgage settlement. Harris was a vocal advocate for marriage equality, refusing to defend Proposition 8, a California ballot proposition that banned same-sex marriage in court. Her stance was vindicated when the U.S. Supreme Court effectively invalidated Proposition 8 in 2013, allowing same-sex marriages to resume in California. U.S. Senate. In 2016, Harris ran for the U.S. Senate seat vacated by retiring Senator Barbara Boxer. Her campaign emphasized issues such as immigration reform, environmental protection, and criminal justice reform. She won the election, becoming the first Indian American and the second African American woman elected to the U.S. Senate. As a senator, Harris served on several high-profile committees, including the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, the Select Committee on Intelligence, and the Committee on the Budget. She gained national attention for her sharp questioning during Senate hearings, particularly those involving Trump administration officials and Supreme Court nominees. Harris was an advocate for progressive policies, including Medicare for All, a Green New Deal, and comprehensive immigration reform. She introduced legislation to address issues such as maternal mortality rates among Black women, bail reform, and worker rights. Her work in the Senate solidified her reputation as a fierce advocate for justice and equality. 2020 Presidential Campaign. In January 2019, Harris announced her candidacy for the Democratic nomination for President of the United States. Her campaign focused on themes of justice, equality, and unity. She proposed plans to increase teacher salaries, reform the criminal justice system, and address climate change. Harris's campaign initially gained significant attention and support, particularly after a strong performance in the first Democratic primary debate. However, her campaign struggled with internal issues and a lack of clear focus, leading to a decline in support. In December 2019, Harris suspended her presidential campaign, but vowed to continue fighting for the values she championed. Vice presidency. Despite the end of her presidential campaign, Harris remained a prominent figure in the Democratic Party. In August 2020, Joe Biden, the Democratic nominee for president, selected Harris as his running mate. Her selection was historic, as she became the first African American, the first Asian American, and the third woman to be selected as a vice presidential candidate for a major U.S. political party. The Biden-Harris ticket won the 2020 election, defeating incumbent President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. On January 20, 2021, Kamala Harris was inaugurated as the 49th Vice President of the United States, making history as the highest-ranking female official in U.S. history, as well as the first African American and first Asian American Vice President. Impact as Vice President. As Vice President, Harris has taken on a significant role in the Biden administration. She has been tasked with addressing a range of issues, including immigration reform, voting rights, and efforts to curb the COVID-19 pandemic. Harris has also played a key role in advocating for the administration's infrastructure plan and economic recovery efforts. Harris's vice presidency has been marked by her efforts to elevate issues affecting marginalized communities and her commitment to fighting for justice and equality. She has continued to be a vocal advocate for progressive policies and has used her platform to address systemic inequalities in the United States. Personal life. Kamala Harris married Douglas Emhoff, an attorney, in 2014. Emhoff has been a supportive partner throughout Harris's political career, and he made history as the first second gentleman of the United States. Harris is also a stepmother to Emhoff's two children from his previous marriage, Cole and Ella. Legacy. Kamala Harris's life and career have been characterized by breaking barriers and advocating for justice. From her early days as a prosecutor to her historic vice presidency, Harris has consistently worked to make the American legal and political systems more equitable. Her trailblazing career serves as an inspiration to many, demonstrating the importance of perseverance, dedication, and a commitment to public service. Harris's impact on American politics is profound, as she continues to challenge the status quo and push for meaningful change. Her historic vice presidency has paved the way for future generations of women and people of color to pursue leadership roles in government. As she continues to serve as vice president, Harris remains focused on addressing the pressing issues facing the nation and working towards a more just and inclusive society.